What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first AP Productions podcast, hosted by yours truly, AP Austin Prescott. I'm here with the one and only Kami. Don't trust Kami.
Hello, hello.
Today, we're going to be talking all about creative endeavors and the production side of both audio and video. I got a couple of questions. We're going to get to know Kami a little bit, and yeah, we're just going to chat. So first off, how are you doing today, Kami?
It's a rainy day, but I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, we had to hike like 10 minutes out in the pouring down rain. Poor Kami.
I enjoy it because I never get exercise. So
Not at all? You never
No.
work out?
No, I mean, I work out at my desk. Like, I'll pump out some reps while people are taking too long to punch in. But
Some reps? Some
yeah.
reps like push-ups? What do you do at your
no,
desk?
I have like dumbbells.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Sometimes I like run in place. People are
Word.
taking too long. I'll jump around.
Gotta stay
Literally,
energetic.
like I'll literally jump around.
Just, okay, session's over. Let me get up and do some jumping jacks.
No, like while they're punching in.
They're in the booth and you're just doing
Yeah.
some jumping jacks outside. That's hilarious.
Bro, people get stuck on like one bar for so long, and I have like nothing to do. I don't want to be like some people will talk about how engineers will be like playing games and shit. I don't want to be that disrespectful, so I want to give them my attention, but at the same time I need to move, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So
Do you ever do you guys eat food like during the recording session? How does that work?
I need to.
Well, does it pick up on the microphone? You know, me ignorant.
I
ass over
turn
here.
mine off.
Okay, where?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't want them to hear ASMR Kami eating.
Hey, that could be a whole series in and of itself. ASMR during the recording sessions.
No.
What's it like being an audio engineer in Columbia?
Pretty easy, honestly. Pretty easy.
Easy.
There's not a lot of good competition, like for real. And that's not to say like there aren't talented engineers in Columbia, because there definitely are, but a lot of them just don't try. Like they won't put in the effort to care about their clients, or they'll have like a handful of clients that they only really put their time into. So it's just, you just got to care. That's all it is.
So you pour yourself into multiple clientele, I guess. You don't stick with the same ones.
All of them.
Talk about that process a little bit. Like, how do you gain more? Is it through word of mouth? Are you doing advertising?
It was all through word of mouth. Like I started just going to local concerts, and I would just meet people and be like, yo, like this is what I do. I think that I could like build something with you, you know? We could just help each other out.
How do you approach them at the concert? Are they the ones performing, or you're going to the people in the actual venue?
You know, like the people performing. Like I'll just stop them after their show and be like, yo, like I liked your set. I like your music. This is what I do, and maybe we could work something out.
That's what's up. Is it always Instagram you're showing them, or like what's your go-to form of networking?
Instagram is the easiest for me, just because like they can pull up videos and pictures of you and like really, I feel like get to know you better, as opposed to like Twitter, you know, Facebook.
So this is just my like going off the dome right here for a second. What if we had like sort of like an Instagram but for audio engineers, and it was just beat snippet clips?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I personally don't like Instagram. I'm looking for ways to get out of that. I mean, I know it's crucial. I use it because you have to, but like I'd rather be using other things.
Yeah, I feel you.
YouTube is where my heart is at, but all right, moving on. So what would you say, we talked a little bit about being a business in Columbia very briefly, but what do you say the difficulty or the difficult part of that is, like starting up? How do you, like what's the biggest roadblock that you had?
Time management. Just trying to find time, you know? Like I lost all my free time. I don't have like any free time anymore. My free time is spent making my own beat or like making my own song. So like I'm still working even when I'm not working.
But it's fun, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I always enjoy it. I'm just like so drained by the end of the day, but it's always fun. It's always fun. But definitely time management was the most difficult thing, because you have to put so much time into it. And especially when you're just starting, like you want to offer, if you can't offer experience, you want to offer something else. So I had to offer like me caring. So like putting in hours after they leave for free just to make the song sound better and so I could learn. So that's what it was for me.
So are you usually driven by your own work ethic and wanting to grow yourself, or has anyone like really stuck out to you and you just wanted to grow to push them specifically?
All my friends, like Kid Death, Dead Prez, Alicia G, I would see them grow, and I'd be like, damn, like I have to learn new techniques too. You know, like how can I bring their sound out in a new way?
So, kind of touching on that a little bit, do you think that genuine connections like make better projects? Like,
For sure.
yeah,
For sure. So like I never start the clock when they walk in. Some studios will start the clock as soon as you walk in. You're on the time, and that's money. But I wait until, I don't know, I want to see how they're doing, you know? I want to see what the vibe is, especially if they want me to make something for them. Like sometimes people ask me like make a beat, something on the spot. Like I want to understand how they're feeling, you know?
Oh, for sure. That's like a big part of it.
For sure.
It comes from the heart. That being said, like, do you know who Kenny Beats is by any chance?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know his little series called The Cave, where he brings artists on?
Yeah.
I feel like he did a great job of combining both like the laid back like environment of YouTube with like more of the audio engineering side.
Yeah.
Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, how can you like bridge the next gap? Like, VR obviously is coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's like the next step in like bringing that experience to the everyday person that doesn't understand
Damn.
what studio life is like?
I don't know, because I really love the format that he had it in.
Yeah, but he already did that, right? We need
Yeah,
the next
no.
step.
We can't do the same thing twice. I would probably do live streaming.
Live streaming?
Yeah.
Like,
just
bring
so,
them onto a live.
Yeah, just so they can see the process. Like a lot of people don't understand the process. Some people think that the song just comes out perfect, like from the start. But it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of mistakes. Like trying new techniques, seeing what works.
Yeah, definitely. I know like artists that I've worked with, like they'll show me one song and they'll be like, "Oh, do you want to see this other version?" And they'll play it and it'll be like a completely different song.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, "How many of these do you have?" And they're like, "Oh, 5 or 6." I'll just be like,
For sure.
"What?" So just like the idea of like being able to like take the time to like you said, time is the most important asset, especially when you're starting out in the business world, I feel like.
Yeah.
So to talk more on that, and you talked a little bit on your time management, like how do you find the time management skills? Are you using specific apps? Do you have an actual clock in the studio? Like what does some of that look like to you?
I use a calendar, and I assume everyone's going to be late.
Big facts.
Those are the best things for my time management. I mean, I was late today, but you just got to expect people to be late, you know? And then I try to work efficiently. So, like, what can I be doing to be productive all the time? So, like, while I'm waiting for a client, like, I could be making a beat that they might want to use, you know, which has happened, like, many times. Like, they're late, and I just make a beat while I'm waiting for them. They're like, damn, I need that right now, you know?
Yeah, let's jump on that.
Yeah, or, I don't know, like, I'll mix a song while I wait for a client. Like, you know, that's happened before. You just want to try to find the best way to use your time and not just be sitting there on your phone. You'd be surprised what you can get done in, like, 20 minutes.
Facts. Time management is everything.
You can make 2 beats in 20 minutes, you know, and that might be the one that they want to
2
use.
beats in 20 minutes, bro. One time I tried to make a beat, it took me like an hour and a half.
I mean, it used to be like that for me too.
You're making a beat every 10 minutes, it sounds like. What's the fastest you've ever made a beat?
From start to finish, probably like 10 to 15 minutes. I actually did this challenge with my friends the other day. I had all my producer friends come up and stay the night at my house, and we all did, I think it was 10-minute beat challenges. And originally it was supposed to only be just a loop, but I did it start to finish with like transitions in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's so dope.
Usually it like a good like finished beat for me would be like 30 minutes to an hour, but I just cranked it out like at that time.
I wish I could make beats that fast.
It's fun.
Videos take way longer than beats.
Way too long. Way too long.
All right. Skipping ahead from time management. So it's kind of still on the same realms though, but what does a typical work day for you look like? You wake up, what's going on?
I usually get up.
First off, are you getting up to an alarm or do you get up naturally?
I get up to an alarm some days. Most of the time it's my girlfriend's like podcasts that she'll be listening to, or like her like throwing her makeup supplies around the room. That's a good alarm for me. I'll get out of bed like 9:30. Sometimes I'll exercise when I get up just to wake myself up.
That's
and
jumping jacks in the studio though, right?
Yeah, usually. Usually. And then I'm usually like really motivated as soon as I get up. Like I'll just immediately get up, no breakfast, no shower. I do take care of myself though. But first thing in the morning, I want to make a beat, or I want to like work on that mix that I was working on from last night. And then usually like people will come like around 10, 11. I'll work until like lunch, take a lunch break. At that point I'll go outside because I need to go outside. You know, I go crazy if I don't go outside. But I usually stop at 11. So, I mean, I'm usually working like 12 hours a day.
Dang.
Yeah.
So these people that are pulling up at 10, 11, how far out are they being scheduled?
Sometimes months.
Months.
Yeah.
So what is a typical week? How many clients are you pushing, or artists, clients, whatever we want to call them in this scenario? I feel like it applies to either. Or are you pushing out in a week?
Could be anywhere from like 5 to 15.
Sheesh.
at least. Yeah,
So that's probably like a solid 1 to 2 a day, I would assume.
usually more. Probably like 3 daily.
Are they all from Columbia, or are they driving from far away to get to you?
Most of them are from Columbia, but my weekends are normally people traveling from out of state, like North Carolina, Florida, different parts of South Carolina, but all like bordering the state.
So let me ask you something. You have a home studio, right?
Yeah.
So do you ever pull up to like other studios and you
Never.
work for art? Never. It's always
I've
you?
never gone to a studio in my life.
So do artists ever ask you to though? How do you reply to this?
No.
They're like, okay, I'll come to you, whatever.
Yeah, because usually they like the environment better. You know, I've talked to people about this before because like I've wanted to go to a big studio before because it's just like I like gear, so it'd be cool for me to like turn knobs and shit. But no, like they just like the environment, and some people say they feel intimidated by a big studio. You know, it charges a lot of money, and you're just looking at all this shit like, damn, I'm really in here making some bullshit ass song, you know. So I think it's just more comfortable, like knowing that they're going to someone's like home. I guess it feels like a safe place.
So is that how you make it look? Is it just like your home, or is it you walk into the back room and it's all studio and it feels completely different?
It feels completely different.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, you can tell.
So when someone comes to your studio, are they knocking on your front door?
Yeah.
Back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk me through the process. I just came to your door. I booked a session. Are you answering the door or someone else?
I don't have a doorman yet. I'll answer the door. Never without a gun.
Never.
Around where I live. But yeah, I'll invite them in. Gotta show them the vending machine. Usually they see it because it's big as fuck. Like it's blocking the doorway damn near.
That's hard that you have a vending machine.
Yeah.
I kind of want to come over just to try some snacks.
They're pretty straight. I've seen some snacks in there I haven't tried before.
You haven't tried snacks in your own vending machine?
Some of them, no. Some of them, no.
Do you refill them, or does someone come refill them?
No, my manager refills them.
Manager comes refills it.
It's not my vending machine. He owns it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it.
Does he have a little business? Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Maybe AB Productions needs a vending machine.
Yeah. So I'll walk them in, and if it's their first time, what they always do is they come into my control room, which is like the speaker room, and they start opening closets. They're like, "Where's the booth?" And these closets are so tiny, like they're ridiculously tiny, and I just laugh at it. And sometimes like I have this creepy ass like ceiling, attic trap door basically. And when you open it, it makes this really creepy rattling noise. And sometimes I'll joke and I'll be like, "This is the booth." And you hear like this crazy ass echo with it. But no, the booth is like a whole separate room right next to it. So.
You got a camera in there?
No, but I'm going to. The next spot I move into. I guess one of the reasons why I haven't done it is because I feel like people feel like a sense of comfortableness when they're not being watched.
That's true.
You know, because they're making like crazy noises in there and shit. You know, they don't want to be insecure that someone's watching them do all this. But I mean, it's gotten to the point where I have to, because people can just be disrespectful as hell. You know, you're working with a lot of people who are just starting this, and they may not understand like all the etiquette, which is cool. Like I try to be understanding, but I mean, I just have to. You know,
when does that understanding fall off though? Like how far can they go before you're like, all right, man, you probably need to leave, or like, you know what I mean?
by just being like a dick.
Yeah.
And not caring. You could tell just if someone cares or not. I've had to ban people from the studio before.
They're like pictures above your desk, like in a frame. Never again.
No, but that'd be a good idea. There was this one time I used to work out of an apartment, and I'd have roommates, and this is when I just dropped out of college. And of course we share the kitchen, and my roommate was making a chicken sandwich in the microwave, and this dude on a Xanax just came and ate his sandwich. But he took one bite and he put it back. And my roommate was just like, "Damn, bro, if you were hungry, you know, you could have just ate the whole sandwich. But you just took one bite and put it back, you know?" And, you know, the dude was lying about how he didn't eat it. You know, I was covering for my clients because I didn't know he ate it. And I was like, "Dude, no one ate your fucking chicken sandwich, man."
But the whole time you took a bite of it?
Yeah, he ate it. And that hurt me. And I was like, "Bro, like, it's not my space. Like, I share this with other people. Like, that's disrespectful as hell."
Yeah. So outside of the disrespectful side, though, do you have to do like a lot of hand holding with these artists, or is it?
Yeah.
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 That's like part of the job, is like half audio engineer, half babysitter.
I mean, a lot of the people recently, I've been working with more high profile people, and you got to understand your place, you know, because they know their shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just go in there and be like, we're doing this to this song, and like I'm gonna do this right here. Like you gotta like read the vibe, you know. You can't be so forceful. But smaller artists who don't understand it as well want that. Like they want you to be very hands on and be like, that take sucked, redo it. Or like they may not know how to start the song, or they may not know how to end a chorus. So you have to like kind of guide them. Sometimes I like sing a melody for them to help them figure it out.
So what do you think is important to you in being an artist outside of the engineer side?
Doing something different, or at least if you take inspiration from other people, build on it and do it in like a fresh way. Like I could sit here and do shit that I like that people have already done, but like what's the point? You know, why would I be Juice WRLD when Juice WRLD, I mean, he's not with us anymore, but
R.I.P.
he has so much music out. So why would I try to be like him or anyone? Like I tell my clients this too, like don't try to be a worse version of the artist you like. Like you want to find something new, and you could still take inspiration from them, but just do it in a different way. So that's what I try to do. Like I try to merge, like I feel like my voice is better for rock music, so I try to take some rock influence with like the deliveries I do, and I merge it with some of my favorite sounds. Like Travis Scott's engineering is really dope to me. I think Billie Eilish's engineer is really cool. She does a lot of creative shit. So I just try to like make my own unique blend, you know?
What are some of the rock influences maybe that you take?
Tame Impala.
Oh, they're hard, yeah.
Yeah. My girlfriend has been putting me on to Deftones recently.
Okay.
I really like how they sound.
You like Kings Leon by any chance?
I haven't really listened to their music.
I love Kings Leon. I love Tame Impala too. They have this one remix too. We're getting real off topic here, but Lil Yachty's on it.
I saw that.
It took me off guard. It was really hard.
Yeah. A lot of people in the hip hop community know about them.
Yeah, they're like more modernized rock, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's kinda like a good way to put them. Like honestly, listening to them for the first time too, I kind of thought that they were like a really old band.
You can hear the Beatles influence.
Yeah, kind of.
sure.
I kind of felt like it was like a Beatles type.
Yeah.
But like, and then I was like, wait, they're still alive. Like,
See, that's what I'm saying. Like you can see the Beatles influence, but he did something new with it.
Yeah.
Like with the mixing and everything and the vibes. Like, it's a new take on their sound. That's what you got to do.
Well, that kind of coincides with this other question of like, what's the difference between being a rapper or a musician and being an artist? Like, what do you think?
The amount of thought that you put into your song. I think if you're just a rapper, you're just going to go in there and rap. That's all you do.
Yeah.
You're going to lay some bars down. You're not going to think about like, oh, this is a bridge. I should make a bridge. Or this is a hook. Like I should try and like switch this up in some way. You're just going to rap. But an artist will ask me, yo, like I want to do this for this part. Put this on my voice. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to layer it in this way. They're more involved. I think it's the involvement.
The involvement.
Yeah.
For sure. So, in other words, like, do you think that one trumps the other in terms of, like, succession rate? I know this is kind of a weird, subjective question.
It's very subjective because, like, who am I to, like, define these things? So, I mean, this is literally just my viewpoint. But I guess from my own definition, I would see artists who are more involved as more successful. But, of course, like, you have people like Lil Wayne, who biggest rapper in the world, and he does not put together his albums at all. He has someone else do it for him.
Yeah.
He just goes in there and raps. So like it could work out for you like that, you know? It's cool if you have those type of people around you, but it's not common for you to have those types of people around you. So like, I don't know. If you're a lower like starting out artist and you don't have like a lot of team around you, I would try to be as involved as you can.
All right, let's talk about some up and coming artists. Are you big in the underground by any chance?
When I can be.
Who do you think is popping off?
You know, I feel like I shouldn't cheat and name people that I'm close with. But, you know, like, I think Lisa G is popping off.
Yeah?
I think she's going to be huge. I think Liddy Vuitton's doing her thing. Like, she has a very good idea of her aesthetic and how to brand herself. I think that's really important. But in terms of people, like, not around here, I mean, Autumn for sure. You know, everyone from that lane of music.
Yeah. They've been kind of popping lately.
Yeah.
They still haven't yet to hit mainstream. I feel like the only one who's getting close is Sofago.
Yeah.
But he's been kind of MIA.
I mean, his songs blew up on TikTok, though. I feel like when you blow up on TikTok, you're, like, basically mainstream. I feel like at a certain point, though, like, there's a difference between you becoming mainstream and mainstream becoming you.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening with Yeet. Yeet isn't mainstream.
I was wondering when you were gonna bring him up.
Yeah. I don't think he's underground anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's mainstream. I think he made that sound mainstream, and now everyone wants to follow that, you know?
I would agree with that 100%. Because like, especially his fans, like they are diehard fans.
Fuck yeah.
Like you meet a Yeet fan and you're gonna know that it was a Yeet fan.
He's a legend.
That's literally, I listen to him every single day. Haven't stopped since
Yeah.
Up to Me came out, bro.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah.
I haven't felt that way about an artist since like Young Thug started popping off. I don't know, like you gotta like really understand it. Like you gotta like it's gotta click, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't click with a lot of people.
All right, moving on a little bit here. So I've heard this a lot before. You may agree, you may disagree, but I kind of feel like it's speaking some life into the music industry right now. So music used to kind of be like a music. It was first like a music industry, right? Then it was audio visual, right? And now people are saying that it's kind of transitioned more to the visual audio experience. And music videos are kind of holding more weight. Kind of what are your thoughts on that like kind of statement?
I agree, because like one thing that I consider when I listen to an artist or when I decide like, hey, like should I check them out more, is the visuals. You know, because if someone is sitting here rapping about like some hard ass gangster shit, but they look like a bitch, like that connection isn't gonna be there, and their music just sucks now.
Yeah.
Because you know it's cap. In my case, like, you know, I talk about fashion and shit, and a lot of people talk about fashion. Everyone does. About shit they don't even own. But I'm gonna show you in the music video that not only did I own this, but I modeled in it. You know, and like it's bigger than just me wearing the clothes. Like it's important to me. You know, it's like a part of my artistry. It just helps people put two and two together that like, oh, like this is why they're talking about what they talk about, type shit.
It gives even more to the personality that you couldn't really give over just voice.
Yeah, I think that's super important, especially with like Yeat's music too. Like when you watch the music video, you understand the vibe that he's going for. You know, I don't know. It just makes sense to me.
So I kind of have like a pretty innovative mindset. I feel like that's how I like to look at things.
Yeah.
So we got the video audio experience, right? So like, what's the next one?
Damn.
Are we all gonna be in the metaverse? You know, cheering in our dog costumes?
I guess so. It's got to be something with immersing you in some type of way. Maybe like a pod or something. You step into a pod and it's like a visual, audio, and like sensory experience, like moving you and shit. I think that'd be cool. I look at music in like a very cinematic and like immersive way. So I think that'd be cool to like somehow implement that.
That sounds cool, like a nap pod, but it's music experience.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie? I think it's called The Congress.
No.
Well, basically, this woman in it, she gets this music, or this video company pays her like a ton of money to take like a ton of different images from like every perspective on her and like recreate her in the digital universe, so they could make a movie with her without her.
Oh my god.
And she becomes like this huge celebrity and everything. Like, what's your thought if like that could be like the music industry? What if we could replicate Juice WRLD and he could have more concerts, but he's obviously deceased?
I don't know if I like that, because like he wasn't here for that, you know?
Yeah.
He would know. He's the only person that would know how to coordinate that and how to present that, you know?
So how do you find, as an artist, we're going back to this, how do you find your specific sound? Like, how does it come to you? Like, are you seeking inspirations? And you can talk not just in music. Like, are you going to the park or something, you know, to get in the mood? Like, what does that process look like?
I definitely have to live. Like, take a vacation, go somewhere.
Where's your best vacation spot?
My favorite recently was Helen, Georgia. I don't know how you say it, but it's like this little German town that I went to in the mountains. That was really nice. I also get inspired by going to concerts and like music festivals and shit like that.
I feel like what people too don't realize is like at first, like you said, it is hard, but just like you work out in the gym or something with the muscle and it gets bigger, like your brain and creativity in general is the same way.
You gotta like encourage your brain to think like that.
For sure. And it's also like being an artist, whether you're an engineer, a musician, or a videographer or whatever, it's just putting yourself in that lifestyle and being completely submerged in it.
Yeah.
So like when you first get the idea to be this, obviously like you're not submerged in it. You may have an interest, but you have to really saturate yourself in the content, in your creativity exploits, and in networking in general.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it if this is like a hobby to you. Exactly. You gotta live it. Like you gotta live and breathe it.
So how did that transition for you go from hobby to living it?
Oh, it was rough. I stopped being able to watch shows that I liked, like anime. I stopped being able to play games. I used to play so many games. It was so fun to me. And like going outside, I had to stop all that.
Stop going outside, bro. I don't know. We got to put that one back on the table.
No, I mean we do at this point. At this point for sure. But I don't know, like it would just start like one by one, like instead of doing this one thing that's probably a waste of time, even though it'd be fun, like I could make a beat, that beat could get a placement, that could take me somewhere, you know? So I just started like one by one, like putting more and more time into my day just for music. It just kind of worked itself out. Like if you enjoy doing what you do, you'll lose track of time, which I do like a lot of the time. Like, I don't know, like I'll tell my girlfriend, like I'll be like 30 minutes and then I make the beat and I'm like, damn, I want to make a song to this. And so I start like thinking about that, or I'll do this sometimes. Like I'll be laying in bed ready to go to sleep. And like I was saying earlier, like ideas will just pop up in my head. Like I'll think about a song I did earlier that day and I'm like, damn, this would be a crazy beat switch. Or like, damn, this would be a crazy like vocal melody. And I just have to get up and do it because it's going to bother me if I don't.
In the middle of the night?
In the middle of the night, I swear to God.
You just get up and
Yeah. Yeah.
See, we have very different strategies. It seems like you're in it like all the time.
All the time.
For me, I'm very on and off. So like but I can turn myself on and off on like a minute's notice. But when I turn myself off, like I'm done. You know what I mean?
See, like the problem with that for me is because I find like a lot of people have to get warmed up. And I kind of do too. Like the first idea I have might not be that great, but I have to warm up to get in that mode. And then once I'm in, like I'm locked in, and I want to keep going until it's out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I'm on and off all the time, like it's just, I hate like transitioning my thought process like that. It's just like too mentally taxing. Like how does that work for you? Like what do you mean?
I mean, I work a 9-to-5 job. So I'm locked in an office at a computer, or I can go like to do my shoots, obviously. So I have to spend a lot of my time management skills comes into like putting them in a certain amount of hours, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like I've had tons of those types of jobs where I worked at cubicles, stuff like that. So I guess I got really good at compressing my workload into a small bit of time and then using the rest of it to unwind and relax so that I can do it again. Because if I don't do that, then my next day of work is very unproductive. Like if I used to be like where I would just grind through my day of work and then go home and grind through more work and never take a break.
Yeah.
And then my next day I would just like get absolutely nothing done, but I would still be working, quote unquote.
Yeah, exactly. You have like a limited amount of energy, and if you hit that like empty, like it's hard. You have to like recover, you know?
Facts.
Like you want to regulate yourself and make sure you never hit empty. You want to keep yourself supplied.
So I feel like if I did transition into like, if I quit my day job and AP Productions is like what I did in a hypothetical situation, I feel like I probably would transition more to your style where I'd kind of always be in it. And then I could like, because you can take more breaks throughout your day too. You know, you don't have to like me, I'm on until I get off and then I can take a break.
Yeah.
But as you could just take a break throughout your sessions and stuff like that. So I feel like that's important.
You have
people underestimate the power of a break.
You really do have to, because if I don't take a break and like especially towards the end of my night and all I can think about is just like laying down or like, I don't know, lately it's been Elden Ring. But
I love that game.
Yeah, lately it'll be that. But
Weldon Ring, as I like to call it.
It'll be like the end of the night. They're like, damn, bro, like I really want to punch in and like add all this shit. I'm like, bro, like this is my 15th hour working today. Like I need to stop at that point because I never want to give someone like less than 100%.
So, but on the business side, because obviously you run a business, let's say you are running out of energy, but you have clients lined up. How do you navigate that? Are you rescheduling because you can't give them what they want at that moment? Or are you just pushing through? How does that go about?
I've never canceled on someone for me not having energy. I don't think. Because a lot of the time they wait like a month to come in, you know, and it's like, damn, like I can't break their heart like that. Because a lot of time it's what they look forward to the most, like out of their week or whatever it is, you know. I'll just take like 5 minutes and go outside and just breathe. Or like I used to like smoke, you know.
You stop?
No, I mean I still do sometimes. It's just like not as a part of my life as it used to be. But I'll just find something to like not think about anything for like 5 to 10 minutes and just like breathe, you know? And then I'll kind of get back in the mode.
Just how do you navigate the idea of like running a business that's also like it was your hobby, your vocation, you know what I mean? Like how does that, the lines, do they get blurred, or are you
Very.
having a battle, like how are you battling that, you know what I mean?
Just being a reasonable person. I mean, the lines do get blurred a lot. Like, do I charge this? Do I charge more? Do I charge at all? You know, it gets very, very blurred. I guess it's just up to you, like how you want to go about it. For me, I just let my clients know that like this is what I do. Like this is what I feel like I was meant to do. Like this is what I want to do. And so I'm giving you not only my time, but like my full attention and energy. This is what I feel like I'm worth. This is what you get out of it, you know? But I mean, there are times where sometimes I might sacrifice the financial side to gain something else or not gain anything at all and just like the experience, you know? But you just have to like weigh each situation differently and think about what it's doing for you. Like I started out doing it for free, and then I slowly worked my prices up. And there are times where I would look out for people, and if they couldn't afford the full price, like I would help them out here and there, or, you know, when I wasn't doing this full time, it was easier to like help certain people out more. You just got to learn when to take a risk, you know? When I say risk, I mean like not always being like, I need this amount of money for everything I do all the time, you know? Because not every situation is like that. You want to build relationships with people, and there might be one artist that's like a lot of potential, but they're in a really shitty situation, you know? And you might be that person to get them out of it. But if all you're thinking about is money, like they're going to go to someone else.
That was some great insight. I feel like you probably have a good way of navigating both when those times come
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
I try to. Oh, I want you to talk more. I want to hear more about your process. How do you deal with difficult people, difficult clients?
Oof. That's a toughie, because I feel like lately I'd be giving a lot of my clientele problem to Alex because she manages for me.
Oof.
So lately she's been handling that. But in the past, how I've handled it is, I mean, what they teach you, like when you do like retail and stuff, is the customer is always right?
Yeah.
I think in this case, that doesn't necessarily apply.
No.
Because they don't know the fundamentals of a lot of things.
No, you're right.
And a lot of times, like, that's where the problems arise.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they'll think it's like more simple than it actually is, or it's not worth this, or
Yeah.
whatever the reason is. So it's more about
oh my God.
educating the client, I think, is the most important part.
Yeah.
Because if you can educate them and get them to understand where you're coming from like more of a schooling sense, I guess,
Yeah.
then that's like the first step. And if they don't listen to you, then they're probably just a dick. So
Yeah.
I guess education is kind of where I start.
No, that's a good way
Yeah.
of thinking about it. I try to do the same thing. Like you want to make sure the client knows what to ask you, like what questions to ask you. Because a lot of them just throw shit out there. Like they just make up words that the definition has nothing to do with what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And you have to learn their language. And like I was saying, how you were saying actually with how the customer isn't always right. I've had people come into my studio and they're like, yo, you need to turn this all the way up. Crank this fucking sound. I want this to blast. And I'm like, dude, this is ridiculously loud, or this is ridiculously quiet. And they're like, nah, dude, that's exactly how I want it. And they go home and they're like, damn, he was right.
It's like too late.
Yeah. You know, and it's like in your case, like, you know how something's going to turn out. And in my case, like, I know my room. My room sounds differently than your car.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta be able to let them know when they're wrong, but in a nice way that's showing that it's not, hey, I'm right, you're wrong. It's just like, it's deeper than that, you know?
Yeah.
Like there are other things you got to think about before
Like a different perspective.
Yeah.
And if you do come across the you're right, you're wrong, that's when the battles start to happen, because they hate to feel like that you're putting them down. I feel like that's the most, anyone in anyone's sense.
Of course,
If they feel like that you're putting them down, that's when they're going to get some retaliation. I mean, I have had some clients, though, well, they pay a security deposit, you know. So I shoot my videos in two forms. They'll pay a security deposit that locks in the date.
Yeah.
I'll shoot it just with a security deposit, but I won't start editing until they pay the second half. So I had this one client, right? And he was, I'm not going to say any names, obviously,
Of course.
but he was helping me out, like in terms of like getting it planned and stuff. Now, this was kind of early on. I think this was like 2017, 2018, something like that. And he paid for the first half, and he's helping me get it planned, so I kind of trusted him, you know what I mean? And then I edited the whole thing because he said he didn't have the second half right. He'd get it to me later.
Yeah.
And man never paid me the second half. So I had this finished video. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and there's not really much you can do about that because you have to make that call. So it's really about, like, in terms of education, but also like entrusting with the client. You know what I mean? Build a little bit of a relationship with them before you just like kind of like blindly trust someone. You get what I'm saying?
For sure. You have to be able to read red flags. And there are a lot of red flags.
My biggest goal is to make sure I'm pushing a new content piece every week.
Mm-hmm.
So to build community growth, obviously. Like I've studied the algorithm of YouTube. So I'd like to know like how to input myself into that. And through everything I've learned, the number one step is to upload weekly. Like that's just the first step. So I've been doing that for like a year and a half. My second step is to build a platform of trusted artists. So I have some artists on my channel that I feel like it was kind of more of a business agreement. But I would like to transition all of them to be like kind of like almost like a clubhouse is kind of like the vibe I'm going for. It's like the AB's clubhouse, and all these people that are featured on the channel are like kind of my trusted friends and artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they'll have music videos, they'll have interviews, they'll be on that like show Exiled I did. They'll play football.
Yeah.
And we pick from all of them, but they're all kind of like in this grouping, if that makes sense.
I like that because it's like you get to understand the relationships between them, and you know,
and it builds a bigger like community because it's bringing their fans, the other artists' fans, people that just like my videos. It just kind of lumped them all into one area.
I really like the planning you put into, bro. I'm so sick of all the music videos that people do, and it's just like yeah, look at my gun, look at my drugs, look at my money.
I need my drugs. And I need my love.
I've thought about this so many times in my head, and it's like it's cool. Like, it's cool sometimes, but the problem is everyone does it. And who are you impressing?
Yeah.
You're impressing the people that are stuck in that lifestyle. And I like how your videos are interesting to anyone that could watch them. You know, it's not just like, oh, like, I know the type of shit he does. That's cool. Like, you know, we both be doing that. Not everyone does that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the idea is to be like every video might be something different from the last.
Yeah.
That's definitely the idea. That's funny you said that too, because I get people that reach out to me and they're like, bro, I don't even like hip hop. I watch every video you post.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just like, that's dope.
Yeah, like a lot of these trap videos, like not everyone traps.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool. Like I have a lot of friends that, you know, might or, you know, be associated with that, but not everyone does. So like I can piece it together and I can enjoy it, but not every type of hip hop fan can.
Yeah.
So you want to produce something that everyone can enjoy, even if they don't even like the music or know the artist.
I would agree. I think some people do get caught up in like the idea of like they have to be just like one specific thing, especially in Colombia. Colombia is unfortunately like they get caught on to seeing people like Jetson Made, PJ Raw, 18 Vino, things like that, people that have blown up and from Colombia, and they are all doing it the exact same way like those people did.
Yeah.
Rather than creating a whole nother new wave.
Oh my God, I hate that. And I hate like when people ask me for shit like that.
Like give me a Jetson Made beat. It's like,
yes,
I'm not Jetson Made.
Oh my God. And I'll do it, you know, cause like they'll pay me for it. But at the end of the day, like I want to have my own sound. Like I want to make something that sounds like me.
Yeah.
And if I'm making this guy's type beat, what am I doing? And a lot of the times I'll tell you like, yo, like I'm not gonna make his beat. I'm just not gonna do it. I'll make you my interpretation on it, and I'll build on it and try to make it work better for your voice. But like I'm not him, you know. Like if you want his beat, go hit him up. Why would I be making? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they just come at you. They make it, it's honestly kind of like disrespectful. They're like, you're the discounted Jetson Made or something.
Yeah,
yeah, you can still do this. It's
no,
like, no, that's not how this is.
That is so whack to me.
Yeah. What's your thoughts then on those like type beat YouTube channels? I feel like they probably be making money.
I think they're good for people starting out, because if you're just trying to find your sound, you can go to all these different types of beats and hear how you sound over that type of beat, which is good. Like when you're new, you want to try things. But if you've been rapping for like 8 years and you're still using YouTube beats, like, bro, like you got to get on, man. Everyone, bro, like the video has thousands, potentially millions of views that have already made songs to that beat. Like people have heard that already. You want to be making some shit no one has heard before.
All right, well, we're coming up to an hour, so I think we're going to close it here.
I think that's a good spot.
But thank you for coming on the show. You want to plug yourself one last time?
Yeah, so my name is NOKAMI, NOKAMI. So, of course, I do engineering, producing, and I make my own music. You can find me on Instagram at Don't Trust Kami. And now I have all my other links right there.
Awesome. And thank you guys for tuning in for this whole hour of the first episode of the AP Productions podcast. And we will see you next time.